Hi, how is everyone doing? Just kind of waiting for anyone to show up. I'm going to do an introduction to the medicine wheel, but let's start out with some singing bowl calmness. And anyhow, I see one in watching, so if you're here, say something in the chat. We've been going through some crazy energy lately. Hi, Marty. Thank you for coming. So far, it's me and you. I'm hoping more people join. But basically, what I'm planning on doing the next several weeks is I'm going to introduce everyone to the medicine wheel. This is something that I've been kind of called to do with some of the work I've done with Fairy in our second meeting. That's kind of what came through between what she talked about with me and what I went over with my shaman. And the medicine wheel is basically, it's the 4 directions, which is the kind of us belonging to the planet and the planet belonging to us at the same time, which makes sense because of the fact that because of the planet Earth, we eventually were created. So we belong to each other. But so basically, the basics of it is what steps you need to, or what areas of your life you need to learn and establish within yourself, which one is let's see, where did it go? So there is the way of the warrior, which is like a leadership role. Then there is the introduction, or the way of the healer, and the way of the visionary, and the way of the teacher. So it's kind of helps you step into your role within yourself of what your higher purpose is for your soul in this lifetime. Oh, thank you, Marty. So I'm gonna read a poem by Douglas E. Sanders. He is the formation of the World Council of Indigenous People. Also, with the medicine wheel, when you do make yours, awesome. It doesn't have to have a specific color for each direction. So the directions are north, east, south, and west for your medicine wheel. And each culture, they do have a different color for each direction. So within that being said, you need to follow your intuition on what color resonates for you for each direction. And in the center of the wheel would be self. So I'm going to go on and read the poem by Douglas E. Sanders. We are in glory. We glory in our proud past, when the earth was our nurturing mother, when the night sky formed our common roof, when the sun and the moon were our parents, when all were brothers and sisters, when our great civilization grew under the sun, when our chiefs and elders were great leaders, when justice ruled the law and its execution. Then other peoples arrived, thirsting for blood, for gold, for land, and all its wealth, carrying across the sword, one in each hand, without knowing or waiting to learn the ways of our worlds. They considered us to be lower than animals. They stole our lands from us and took us from our lands. They made us slaves, the sons of the sun. However, they have never been able to eliminate us, nor erase us, our memory of what we were, because we are the culture of the earth and the sky. We are the ancient descendants of, and we are millions. And although our whole universe may be ravaged, our people will live on for longer than even the kingdom of death. Now we come from our four corners of the earth. We protest before the concert of nations that we are indigenous peoples, we who have a consciousness of culture and peoplehood on the edge of each country's border and migrantal to each country's citizenship, and rising up after centuries of oppression, evoking the greatness of our ancestors, in memory of our indigenous matrice, and in homage to the counsel of our wise elders. We vow to control again our own destiny, recover our complete humanity, and pride in being indigenous people. So this definitely goes to the heart. It definitely has truths to it in all cultures because we're humans. We have to figure out how to balance the peace and the chaos inside us, which can be more difficult for some than others. It just depends on the tools you have to work with and your personal beliefs. And then I'm going to go on and inform about or read off another poem itself. It's by Julian Berger. Indigenous peoples are one of the world's most persistent voices of consistence, altering humankind to the dangers of environmental destruction. And as the world searches for alternative strategies to deal with the global problems, it is turning more and more to Indigenous peoples. Much of their respect for nature, their methods of resource management, social organization, values, and culture are finding echoes in the writings of scientists, philosophers, politicians, and thinkers, which you can also find this in the Gaia's Atlas of the First Peoples, which, yes, that is definitely an important quality for the world. Even though much chaos and destruction happened, people are learning that the ways of our ancestors, the people who took care of the earth, whether it be shamanism, Druidism, Buddhist Zen, East Indian beliefs, or any other kind of a native culture, because they took care of the land, because if we don't take care of the land won't take care of us, which is kind of an important rule for people to follow. That's why we're dealing with so many environmental issues in our world, because we have not yet grounded ourselves enough to move forward with the balance of we take care of the plants and animals, and the plants and animals take care of us. And then in living the four-way fold is learning if you are a healer, or if you are a visionary, a teacher, or the warrior. So it depends on what role you need to take that resonates the best with you. It could be one, it could be two, it could be three, it could be all four. And also certain stages in your life kind of puts you into those different roles as well. So that's kind of what we need to evolve to. And the first direction or way is show up or choose to be present. Being present allows us to access human resource of power, presence, and communication. This is the way of the warrior. 2, pay attention to what has heart and meaning. Paying attention opens up the human resources of love, gratitude, acknowledgement, and validation. This is the way of the healer. 3, Tell the truth without blaming or judgment. Non-judgmental truthfulness maintains our authenticity. It develops our inner vision and intuition. This is the way of the visionary or the artist, which would be another way, or basically using your imagination. Number 4, be open to outcome, not attached to outcome. Openness and non-attachment helps us recover the human resources of wisdom and objectivity. Sorry, I was having an issue with that word. This is the way of the teacher. So basically, the way of the warrior and leadership would be not being afraid to take charge of the situation, not being afraid to share your insights, and not being afraid to help direct people in the right direction. The way of the healer, which a lot of us are very familiar with, especially with the soul family, is showing love for your fellow human, showing compassion, empathy, but also something that you need to learn being a healer is how to protect your own energy and not let others' energies come in that are not yours. Yes, it is okay sometimes, but if you do it all of the time, then it becomes overwhelming. And then the visionary is the artist, the one who uses their imagination, someone who sees a problem and can figure out a way to fix that problem, which an engineer would be another way of saying a visionary. And then the teacher is sharing what you have learned in your life, because experiences that you experience can help other people in new ideas for things that they might be experiencing, and being open to receiving teachings and new ideas from others is a great way to move forward with that. And then also I'm gonna give you a little insight on each direction and what it has to entail as the introduction to this. The way of the warrior, people are like tea bags. You'll find out how strong they are when you put them in hot water, which this person who wrote this is anonymous. The direction is north. The element is air. Creatures are winged creatures. Human resource is power. Kind of meditation is standing. So when you're outside and standing up, just breathe deeply. You can do it for 5-10 minutes, however long you feel comfortable. And just as you're meditating, envision the life force coming through you and grounding to the center sun of the planet. The way of living is the right actions. So what you feel is right in any situation. The 4-way fold is to show up. Healing salve is dancing. The warrior loves to dance. The instrument is the rattle, and the season is winter, which, with all being said, this coming through has showed me that this is the time to start it, because the warrior is the first step in the four-way fold. And then we move on. I didn't mark all of the pages like I should have. Let's see. And if you are interested, this is the book, The Four-Way Fold, an introduction to the medicine wheel, and it's by Angelise Aaron, and she has a PhD. The Way of the Healer. Whatever house I enter, I shall come to heal. And this is the Hippocratic Oath. The direction of the healer is south. The element is earth. Creature is a four-legged creature. So we know all the four-legged creatures, at least that we know of, that we have discovered. Human resources is love. Kind of meditation is lying. So if you're stepping into the healer, you need to lie down to envelop the full meditation of that attribute. The way of living, right speech. So say things that are right. Don't say things that are wrong. Don't tell lies. Four-way fold is pay attention. The healing salve is telling a story. You could tell a story about your ancestors. You could tell a fantasy story. You could tell a story that you experienced. The instrument is the drum, and the season is spring. And the way of the visionary. One of the things that little children do first is to sing and chant to themselves. People spontaneously sing out of themselves. A different use of the voice. By song, we do not have to limit ourselves to the idea of lyrics and melody, but we should understand it as the voice as voice, which is the Sanskrit goddess Valk, V-A-L-K, goddess of speech, music, language, and intelligence. Voice itself is a manifestation of our inner being. And this is by Gary Snyder. And the way of the visionary is the direction is east, element is fire, creature is desert and no legged creatures. So to me that says a snake, or maybe that's the only thing kind of desert creature I could think of without legs is a snake. Human resource vision. Kind of meditation is walking, and yes, we can meditate as we walk. The way of living is right placement. The four-way fold is tell the truth. Healing salve is singing. So take a walk as you meditate and sing as you meditate. The instrument is a bell. The season is summer. And yes, we can do lots of walking during the summer. At least I can, because there's no snow. And then finally, we have the way of the teacher. True mastery can be gained by letting things go their own way. It can be gained by inferring. And this is from Lazo Tizu Tao Ti Ching. Hi, Morgan. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I just did it a couple hours ago. There's too much white in my hair. So the way of the teacher is west. The element is water. The creature are water creatures, fish, whales, dolphins, all of that. Oh, nice. I want to go to a zoo. I haven't been to a zoo for years. Let's see, the creatures are water creatures. Human resources, wisdom, kind of meditation is sitting. So sitting while we meditate, we're pretty good at that. Fairies got us on with that one. The way of living is right timing, which something that I like to use in my own way of life is sometimes things don't come to us at the time we seek them out, but it's all in divine timing. The universe gives it to us when we're ready. The four-way fold is open to outcome. The healing salve is silence. So sometimes it's good for us to sit and be silent. And that will help us gain more ideas into the visionary area or the teacher area so we can solve problems and share with others another idea of solving a problem. The instrument is bones or sticks. The season is autumn. So the beautiful changing of the color of the leaves and the harvest of our bounty. So that's just a little idea of what I'm going to be getting into with my next few lives. So next time I will be talking about the way of the warrior and helping everybody step into that role. Yes, silence does help a lot. And let me kind of get caught up here on the chat. I was hoping my friend Charlotte would come, but I think she's already on her way to bed. So do you guys have any questions for me about this? You're welcome, Marty. The warrior, yes. We all need to embrace our inner warrior. And it's important just to be able to stand up for ourselves, not let others take advantage of us because, or take advantage of our energy. Yeah, Morgan, you came in, I think, a little bit after I read off the way of the warrior. The warrior is basically the person who takes the leadership role. Dancing helps release that. Yes, that's what I thought. And the meditation for that one is just standing and letting the white light flow through the top of your head and casing your cylinder or sphere around you and grounding it to the earth. The element is air and winged creatures. that help with the Way of the Warrior, but not next Saturday. The following Saturday, I will be embracing that direction, which that direction is north, and I believe, let me double check it, get my book back out. Yes, I got it right. And this season is winter, so winter is coming. I already have gotten snow, so it's just kind of all divine timing of when I start this. And my shaman, she wanted me to have that book quite a while back ago, but the timing wasn't right. And my sister, she finally brought it to me a couple of weeks ago. So I figure this would be a good introduction for people. It would help people better align and in tune themselves with our mother, which is the earth, and help us get more in tune with what energies we need to help the planet with and help ourselves with. So if anyone has any questions, like I said, feel free to ask them. And my background music, I need to re-record it, but I made that myself the other day. That's why I put the testing failed video the other day. So it was kind of interesting because the program that I used, it also uses the camera, and it was, I couldn't do my live with the camera as well, or with that program using the camera. So I had to record it and email it to my phone and do it that way. So yeah, my baby girl, she decided to come with me. So your internet went out for a little bit. Yeah, I think it's because of the solar flares. They're definitely interrupting the signals here on Earth, because we get the solar flares and then we get solar winds, which all of that creates a disruption with the internet, and it kind of sucks. But and then yesterday, I don't know, but I'm sure we were all waiting for Fairy to go live. I guess the internet went out over by her, so she uploaded a video today. That is a link to a song called Warrior, and the artist is named Aurora. Marty, so that is a link to a song called Warrior by an artist named Aurora. Which link? Trying to see if I missed something. Yeah, so we're having a lot of wind here today, so keeps getting hung up. Oh, okay. Yeah, we had wind yesterday, and then it rained, and overnight the rain froze, so this morning when I got up, the streets were all icy and dangerous, but yesterday I had a ton of wind, so there's pine needles everywhere on top of the snow today. But anyhow, I guess I'm gonna cut this one pretty soon. And I will see you in a couple of weeks so we can go over the way of the warrior in detail. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you for coming.